From rumors of Kevin Costner just not wanting to show up for shooting to him outright leaving the show, there are tons of ways fans think he's ruining Yellowstone.
We have a lot of work to do and a lot of work to undo. The question we all have to answer, the one that I will look to every day, is what will Montana look like in 100 years?
Starting off with the recent drama that's been going on. According to reports, Kevin Costner, the star of the show, is being accused of being a tad bit difficult to work with because he has allegedly agreed to shoot for just 1 week during the second half of season 5. But wait, the drama doesn't stop there, since Costner's attorney, Marty Singer, has come forward to call these claims ridiculous. Singer went on to explain that the stories about Costner's unwillingness to work on a show that he fought to make a success of are an absolute lie. In fact, as Singer points out, Kevin is incredibly passionate about Yellowstone.
Well, I'm not a politician. This was never my plan. My only plan was to preserve my family's way of life.
And has always gone way above and beyond to ensure its success. There are still tons of rumors about the show's 5th season still flying around. It seems that one thing that is constantly being cited is that Costner's time on the show looks to be coming to an end one way or another. But hey, that doesn't mean the show will have to end, since the show can naturally move towards its many spin-offs instead of the flagship series. The series has taken the world by storm. The Paramount Plus hit has even spawned several spin-off shows that explore the Yellowstone Ranch and its surroundings. You got 1883 with Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, and Sam Elliott, and then 1923 starring Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford. And guess what? There's more where that came from, with a second season of 1923 in the works, plus 2 potential limited series, which all have the potential to turn out amazing. Plus, Kevin Costner leaving Yellowstone could actually make the show better. Sure, Costner's camp denies it, but if he does leave, it might just give Taylor Sheridan the kick in the butt he needs to make some changes. Let's face it, Yellowstone Season 4 and 5 have been a bit like a long, drawn-out cattle drive, taking too long to reach the intended destination. But with Sheridan's upcoming spin-off series and other potential follow-ups, Paramount will definitely want to keep the Yellowstone train rolling. So what's the solution? Well, losing Costner could just be the thing to shake things up and breathe new life into the show.
Why are you up so early, honey?
Keeping my promise to you. Why are you up so early?
Reflecting.
Maybe Sheridan needs to spice things up with some new characters, storylines, or a more condensed narrative. If Yellowstone wants to be the neo-western epic of the century, they're going to need to break free from the herd and take some risks. The show will definitely have to change if Costner's gone. Whether it's a good or bad thing, it's definitely going to be a big deal for the show. I mean, the guy's been a huge part of the show's success since the very beginning, so it's understandable that fans might be nervous about what comes next. But let's be real. Even if he does leave, it might be a good thing for the show in the long run. Sometimes change can be a good thing, you know? And it's not like Taylor Sheridan doesn't have the skills to make it work. He's a talented writer and has proven himself time and time again with projects like Sicario and Wind River. Plus, with so many great characters already established in the show, there's no reason why Yellowstone can't continue to be just as compelling without Costner in the lead role. Sure, John Dutton is a great character, but he's not the only one. There are lots of other characters who can take charge. You've got Beth, who's tough as nails and always ready to take control.
What's the big deal, Jamie? I got into a bar fight in Bozeman. Montana Board of Tourism should put that on t-shirts.
Then there's Rip, who's quietly badass and loyal to a fault.
I was worried that it was gonna cause you a problem, so I tried to outsmart him. Well, I guess I didn't, so I'm sorry, sir.
Next is Case, who's struggled to find his place in the world but is finally coming into his own.
Yeah, it's also how you herd sheep. You calling us sheep? I didn't call you nothing. You said it yourself.
And let's not forget about Chief Thomas Rainwater, who's got a quiet strength and a deep connection to the land.
I don't know how to apply your skill set on the res, Casey. Tribal police are native for a reason. I call BIA on your behalf, and you're not policing for my people.
And that's not even mentioning all the other characters who could step up and take center stage if they needed to. So yeah, it's definitely going to be different if Costner leaves, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Change can be scary, but it can also be exciting. And with Taylor Sheridan at the helm, I think we can trust that he'll make the right choices for the show. After all, he's the one who created this world in the first place, and he's the one who knows these characters better than anyone. Plus, it's not like we'll have to say goodbye to John just yet, because John Dutton's Yellowstone story doesn't need to end. Thanks to the young John Dutton actor, Josh Lucas, flashbacks have already shown that there's more to discover about both John and the Duttons. John's successful finalization of a conservation agreement for the Dutton Ranch in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, could have a significant impact. If John succeeds in finalizing the conservation agreement, it could stop the federal government's plans to run a pipeline through the Broken Rock Reservation. Plus, a conservation agreement for the Dutton Ranch in Yellowstone could potentially halt the federal government's pipeline plans. But that is if John can successfully finalize it. The development mentioned could potentially lead to Governor John Dutton's path to the U.S. Senate. If John becomes a U.S. Senator, it could possibly explain his absence from the show without compromising the series' core themes. This way, it could offer an explanation for his absence from the show while still staying true to the series' core storyline. Plus, Yellowstone could continue to feature either Kevin Costner or Josh Lucas in surprise cameo roles, adding a nostalgic touch to the show. As Tate and Carter, the descendants of Jamie, get older, it would be fascinating to see how the legacy of John Dutton has influenced them. A full-blown prequel featuring Josh Lucas's John Dutton could also be an exciting idea. With spin-offs like the upcoming 6666 series, the Yellowstone universe has plenty of opportunities to explore the Duttons' past and future, even if Kevin Costner decides to leave the show. All in all, one thing is clear though, and it's that Yellowstone's future is in spin-off, not John. As the show moves towards its 5th season, it's becoming clear that the main Yellowstone story is reaching its natural conclusion. While John Dutton has faced off against a wide range of adversaries throughout the series, from corrupt investors to violent criminals, it's obvious that the ranch cannot sustain this level of conflict forever. In order for Yellowstone to survive and continue to captivate audiences, it needs to evolve and leave John Dutton behind. One of the ways that Yellowstone is doing this is by expanding its universe and building a rich in-universe history that lays the groundwork for other stories to be told. Shows like 1883, 1923, and the upcoming Bass Reeves all help to enhance the mythology of Yellowstone, while also standing on their own as compelling stories in their own right. What's especially impressive about Yellowstone's success is how it has built a franchise universe around the original show. By exploring the family's history with the landscape, the local people, and ranching as a way of life, Yellowstone has created a perfect environment for spin-offs set in different time periods. This also allows the show to create effective dramatic irony, as audiences already know how certain events will play out in the future, given how many other successful shows have tried and failed to create a legacy like this. It's clear that Yellowstone's success should not be taken for granted. And that's all the ways that Kevin Costner is ruining Yellowstone. Thanks for watching.